Hi everyone, and thank you for watching my new video. I'm Marjolein, I'm a fluid artist from the Netherlands, and from my art studio I will show you what I do. And a few months ago, I think it's months already, I made two paintings, a warm painting and a cold painting. The warm with gold and the cold one with silver. And I want to show you them now, and I want to show you the short version of the making process, the creation video, shorter videos, because next week I will gold leaf the sides. So that's the video for next week. So this is just a recap from those two paintings, so I can link to that video if you want to see how the paintings are made. The warm one I will gold leaf, and the cold one I will silver leaf with silver. I don't know how you call that. Silver gold leaf. No, that's the, you know what I mean. So look, those two paintings, this is the warm one, this is the cold one. This is with silver spray paint, this is with gold spray paint. And this one will be silver on the sides next week. And this one will be gold on the side next week. But now you can see them how they are originally made. And in this video you can see the complete creation process of those two paintings. Have fun watching and see you next week, where I gold leaf and silver leaf those two paintings. I think all the paints are done. So all my paints are here, you can see them there. And here is the yellow. And here, of course, my blank canvas. And let's unblank it. That's not a word, but let's do that. Unblank it. That's not a word. That's not a word. But now it is a word. It's a MarjoleinART word. Let's unblank this blank canvas. It's logic, right? All right, let's make the puddles. Black and white. It really gives a nice contrast. I love that, black and white, to make as a base, and then the colors popping out of that. Love that. I made a lot of black. And, oh, I dripped 2 times. Those jars aren't really good. Let's add some colors. I will make 2. And this is, I think it's too thin. I'm worried about that. A bit worried now. This is too thin. Oh, this is not good. Did I even stir it? Yes. I think it's too thin. But I love it already. All right, let's add some black here. No, what? I'll add white. Maybe a little bit black extra there in the middle. And some black here. Oh, and gold, I forgot the gold. I make 3 puddles with all the colors. Let's use the torch and torch the air bubbles. There are a lot of air bubbles in it. There. Maybe you can see it when the light hits it. Perfect. All right, next step, spray paint my cup. Spray paint, let's go outside and use it. All right, let's add some gold here, and I will start here on the black. I think I will use it only on the black and white, maybe a little bit on this, but let's do this another time. Oh, it's already on. All right, look, the second time, let's use a little bit here and here. I think this is enough, 2 cups. And I'm always a little bit out of breath because when I spray in a cup I do not breathe. So I had to hold my breath for a few seconds. I start with black because here is black and I can start from there. I start here in the black with my black cell activator. It's here. It's made with Australian Floetrol. This is the Australian Floetrol. It's with the red label. I use it only for my cell activator. This is my palette knife, of course, and I will use it on the back of the palette knife. I will pour on, or I will squeeze down, or what do you call that, on the back side of my palette knife. A thin layer. Right, you can see here is my palette knife. It drips a little bit. It's on the back side is the black cell activator. I start here in the black, and there is already gold spray paint there. You can see it there popping out. You can see the cell reaction already. Ooh, love that. And palette knife artwork, you can see it there. Look at those cells there, they are really developing great. Alright, let's do another swipe, another black one. Let's move the lid before I use it. Alright, enough of joking today. And the yellow is gone. There is no yellow. It completely sank to the bottom. I will stand there and I will fill it with this one. Right here. Let's start here and go through that ugly part where I dripped. Then I can remove it. Look there. And then go a little bit, not exactly precisely through that color, because I want to swipe that color again with white. Look. Whew, there is mostly white there because there was no color. A little bit here a little bit colors. So let's swipe with white now. And make sure your palette knife is clean when you use white. The first one I'll make here. Alright, let's start with white. Alright, let's start here in the white. It's just a small swipe, I think. I will swipe a little bit through that gold there. Start in the white. Ooh, and drag along with that other one. Let's grab a little bit of that gold there. Maybe I can make... Look, there's some gold there. That's really nice. I moved it. Look at that gold. Ooh, and there, oh, those cells. And this is what I mean when I start in white and you go with white cell activator to start in white. You get this. It's a little bit like fog, misty. And then it go, whoa, look at this. I love this one. Woo, love it. Let's make another white swipe. Love it. Well, let's start in that gold there. Let's go from there to there. Yes, let's do that with white. All right, let's start here. Oh, I dripped. Why? Start here in the gold. Oh, this. Oh no, there's yellow. I lift up my palette knife just a little bit so I can make a line there. Oh, that's really nice. Let's go there. That's really nice. I love that line there. Oh, love that. I need to do something here. And I will hurry up a little bit because now the spray paint is drying. I can see it drying already. There is a big part of gold spray paint and I need to spread it out a little bit. I can use my stick for that, but I can also use my palette knife to swipe through it. Let's start there in the black. And drag along that gold spray paint a little bit that way. Oh, look at that black. I love black. Cell activator. This one's perfect. This one's perfect. Let's use my stick and I'll make some lines with that gold spray paint and I can drag it a little bit more this way. Look, this is how it looks now. And this part here, you can see there a little bit. It's a little bit not so nice. And here is a lot of gold. So let's grab a little bit of this here and drag it here and make a line going there. there. And do it here. And drag it there a little bit to the part there. I think it's time now to stretch this out because the spray paint is drying too fast now. But I love it. Look, it's amazing. I love the colors. So let's stretch this one out. I really hope the paint isn't too thin, but we will see that right now. All right, let's start and let's go that way first. Let's see, and watch the spray paint because I use a lot of spray paint. Take your time to stretch this out and keep an eye on the gold. You can see here is gold spray paint going that way. I will use my stick a little bit to drag a line so it goes there, like a kind of river. Look, and it follows that line and it goes off there. And there is some spray paint going this way and I want it to direct it that way. Let's see if it will follow the line. And I want to show you something that I do, and I can have a really great example here. I will show you with my other camera. Look, you can see there is a small part missing. What I do is I go underneath the canvas, I grab some paint, and I drag it a little bit upwards there. And now it has the same design, so you do not ruin the design. And I always go underneath the painting with my finger to remove all the paints that are dripping there. And check if everything is covered. I love it. I love this one. I love this one. I will show you the close-up now and then I will let it dry. Now, of course, I will show you the dry result when it's dry. See you then. Look. Look. And I see there a Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse, my secret hidden Mickey. All right, and I love that black. And oh, I love that. Maybe I can make something with black and white and gold spray paint. No colors. No, maybe red. I love red. Oh, I love it so much. I love it so much. And it didn't look like that one. No, a little bit, a little bit, a little bit. But this one looks much more colorful. I love it. Love it. So, and of course, my plan is to make a puddle pour with black and white and some small puddles with colors. Those are the blue colors, of course, and a little bit of that silver. Then I will use my spray paint and then I will swipe with black. I think I will swipe with black and white. I'm not sure what I did with my previous painting. I don't know. I think I used them both. So let's see. We'll make something something like that red one. And then I will swipe and then I will stretch it out and then it's done. So let's see. Let's start with making the puddles black and white. Bigger, smaller. It's up to you. All right, let's add some color. And I will make, there's no room there. Let's make there a puddle. Let's make 3 puddles with colors. You can see there. And what color next? I think I will use my favorite color, the cobalt blue. I will add a little bit next to it, into it, close to it. There. And now the dioxin purple. I have to think about it. There. And I could add some white there. There's no white there. Ooh, I love it. Love those colors together. And here a little bit white. I have a little bit left of that white. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Love those puddles. They look like peacock feathers to me. Love it. Let's add a little bit here in this puddle here. And a little bit in this puddle. And in this puddle. Perfect. And now the spray paint. Here's my spray paint, it's the silver one, and I will spray it in a cup. I use this cup for that. So let's shake it really well. Near my microphone. So you get away. No, that's just joking. So let's spray this spray paint in this cup, and I will do that outside because I do not want all those toxic things here in my studio. I think it's shaken well, and let's use this one, the silver spray paint. Look, there is silver in it. Maybe you can see it when the lights hit it. Look, there's the silver spray paint. It's really thin. I really hope it'll work. The last time it was a little bit different than the gold, but we will see. Let's see if let's add it a little bit here. It's really thinner than the gold, but let's do this another time. And let's do this for one more time. This acts weird. Look, I really hope it was a good idea to use the spray paint. Look, it looks different than the gold, but of course it's silver and not gold. But it looks different on the canvas. But let's see. Let's add a little bit here. This just a little bit. Oh, look how it's weird. Look, it's alive. Why is that? It's weird. So let's hope it will work. Let's make some room here and swipe. Let's use my largest palette knife. Here, this one, and there is something still in there. Let's start with white in white. And this is my cell activator made with Australian Floetrol. 1 part paint, 3 parts Australian Floetrol. And this paint I used the titanium white from Amsterdam, and for the black, the Oxyde black from Amsterdam. And this will be on the back side of my palette knife. You can see here the white. Start here, and oh yeah, there will also be silver there. Let's start here and go through. Look, I took that the silver goes along with my palette knife. And let's cover up that puddle a little bit. Ooh, let's see there. Ooh, and look at this palette knife. Whoa. Oh, and look at those cells. Look there. That's amazing. Alright, what to do now? I love that white. And I think I will use the white again. Because when I use dark colors, it is already dark. Alright, let's start. Woo. I try to completely cover that puddle, not completely, because I want a little bit of that color there, and go through that gold, silver spray paint there. Look at those colors, are so nice. Let's see what will happen if I use my black cell activator. I'm not sure how my paint will react, but that first swipe is so amazing. So I'm not sure I can beat that one. But it's not a contest, I know. But I want a perfect swipe in the middle also. If those colors will pop. Because black cell activator is also really nice. It really darkens that. So maybe 2 black ones and 2 white ones. And I will swipe a little bit through it from this part here. I start here in this black, and there are some colors there, and maybe here that gold spray paint. Look, let's cover up this part here. Look at those colors. Look at that. I love that. I love that. And I think I will make another puddle with colors here because I missed some colors and I can swipe through that ugly part there. I make a puddle here, just enough. Purple and blue and silver is always a winner, always. And let's make a white swipe with my big palette knife. Look, from that side to the other side. Let's see if that will work, if that thing will follow me. Look, and completely cover up that big puddle. And then you can see those colors popping there. Look how they are growing. I will show you, look. Let's make a longer video now so you can really see them developing. That's always a really amazing and magical process. And I can show you the other, look at that big swipe there. That's my favorite one. And that one, that's the black, and that's a little bit darker than that one, but I think I love it. And look, those are growing so much better. Look, those colors are really amazing together. And I only not love that part there, but there's nothing I can do about it. Maybe I can stretch it off, or maybe when you stretch it, it will look different. And those are the swipes. And that part, that looks weird. But it looks amazing. I really hope it will stay that, but I will show you. Look there, wait for this. There is white, there is silver on the white. So look, can you see it there, what I mean? There? That looks amazing. It looks weird when you see it here, but when you look closer, it's that silver color. Love it. And I really hope I do not have to stretch so far. So let's add a little bit extra paint to be sure. I have black left. So let's add a little bit here on the corner so it will stretch better that way. Because I really want to save that swipe there. And I have enough paint, and let's make this painting a success by adding a little bit more paint. Alright, let's stretch this out. Let's start with this corner. Ooh, and that spray paint is really thin, so let's remove. There is a lot of spray paint here. You can see it maybe with that camera. I hope there is a lot of spray paint here. So let's remove it a little bit this way, so it will go off the canvas there. It is too much. Sometimes I help it a little bit with my finger or with a stick. Alright, let's go this way. Because I want, of course, the sides have to be covered in paint also. Let's see, it's heavy. Oh, that one is stretched out so much. I'm not sure this is what I want, but it stretches. But I love those colors. So even when this painting one is not a success, the colors are a success. So I can make another painting with the same colors. But I really wanted that ugly part stretched also. Yes, but I love it anyway. Let's stretch it a little bit more. There is enough paint, so let's stretch it a little bit more that way, and maybe a little bit back this way. Silver. That's really nice. Let's clean my hands a little bit, and then I will use a little bit of white. I think I will cover up this blue part here. Those colors. And this spray paint, it really opens. You can see there are some holes forming. It's like a cheese. But I like it. I think that's what this spray paint does. So I will show you how it looks now. This is what I mean. Look, it really opens. There are some holes coming, and I know that's the Deco spray from Pyrrole also does that, but then that's the gold spray paint, of course. Look at those colors, and with the black swiping, you get that really dark purple. That really, yeah, dark. And with the white swiping, you get this lighter color of this. I love that also. I love it both. So that's why I use it both in this painting. But I do not love this here. You can see this, I will add a little bit white and then it will be removed there. And here those lines are really squeezed together. So I stretched a little bit too far, but I love it anyway. And you can always paint it afterwards. When it's dry, you can paint over it. But if you have the paint, you can use it here. I will keep it like this, exactly like this. Touch up the corners. Right. I think that corner is not black. And that corner also. So, done. Done, 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 done. Done. Done, 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 done. Done, done, done. I will show you the close-up of this one. Look. Look here. And I already told you that Pyrrole paint does the same, gives the same effect as this with those particles, making a big cheese of it. Look, and it's here on the white. You cannot see it, but it will shine. When it's dry, you can see it when the lights hit it a little bit there. You can see the shine, but you can see it much better there on the black. So that was the best thing to do, to add it also on the black and on the white. I love that silver color. And just, I think 20 minutes ago, this was a big thing of silver, but now it really makes holes. So that's really nice. And I love that transition there, those three colors. Ooh, I love that black. And of course the white. I will make a big one of this. Exact same colors. And I think I will mix them right after this video is done. I will mix a lot of them so I can make a diptych maybe. I really like to do that, make a diptych. I love. What do you think of this one? I will let this one dry, of course, and I will show you the dry result when it's dry. And I really hope it will dry well. And then I will be back to you. See you in a bit. So this one is done, you can see it here, and I can show you also the red one. Look, both paintings. Look at them. This one with red. This one is with the gold spray paint, and this with the silver spray paint. And what is your favorite? Let me know in the comments. If you love my videos, please do not forget to subscribe, and I really hope to see you next time. And as I always say in Dutch, houdoe.